We're going. All right, so we've got a couple conversions that are going to go from the metric system. So remember what we're doing. Oh, I forgot to change this thing. Let's change this. Okay, now we're good to go. So, oh my goodness, just touching everything. Let's go white for right now. Then we'll go blue. Let's go 1 inch. Tell you what, I have that ruler. Let's find that ruler. Here we go. It's right there. Let me just copy it, and then I'll paste it. Let's take a look at this. Look at 1 inch. 1 inch is all the way to here. It's from this line to this line. It's got centimeters on the same ruler. So look at how many centimeters equals how many inches. So here's 1 inch, and if I'm sorry, here's 1 inch right here. If I took that, it looks about like what? About 2.5, right? And the book says 2.5 centimeters. So it's about 2.5 centimeters for 1 inch. Technically, in my other book, the conversion was always 2.54. If you want to get really picky about it, it's 2.54. You can't really tell that it's 0.54 here. But if I drew a line, and it would just be a little bit more than 2.5. But we'll just say 2.5. Is that all right? Does that make sense? So that's 1 inch. Look how many centimeters. Centimeters are a lot smaller, quite a bit smaller than an inch. And it takes 2.5 centimeters to make 1 inch. Everybody good with that? All right, so that's a conversion. Now again, notice our conversion. I'll just get rid of that. Notice our conversion. This is going from the English system to the what? To the metric system. Before, we stayed in the systems, didn't we? We went from metric to metric, or we went from English to English. This time we're going from English to metric, or the other way around. All right, so that's one conversion we're going to use. Let's see, here's another one. These other ones I don't really have memorized, but I'll write them down. This is an approximation. So 1 yard. Do you remember what 1 yard is? Remember I showed you that stick yesterday, the meter stick? Is a yard bigger than a meter, or is it smaller than a meter? It's smaller. It's just a little bit smaller, right? It's not quite 1 meter. It's just a little bit smaller. So they approximate it to be 0.9 meters. So 1 yard is a little bit smaller than a meter. So it's 0.9 meters. Okay, or you could do this. You could say 1 meter equals 1.1 yards. Right? So if you have 1 meter, it's a little more than 1 yard. Do you see it? It goes both ways. Oh, here's another one. I don't know if we really have to. I mean, if you know this one, you can always get by with just knowing one of these. You don't really have to know them both. Same thing with this. They also do this. They say that 1 centimeter. And again, I don't have this memorized. The only one I have memorized is 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. That really gets you through. Well, 2.5 centimeters. That one will really get you through almost any of these length conversions. All these other ones, it'll be on a chart. So 1 centimeter is 0.4 inches about. Okay? And then let's do a couple more. 1 meter. Again, I think you can get along with just knowing this with all these length conversions. But I'm going to throw these in here anyway. 1 meter is 1.1 yards. Oh, we already said that. Sorry. Here's the one. 1 kilometer. I'll tell you what, let's write this down. 1 mile is equal to 1.6 kilometers. Remember I said a 1 kilometer, let's say a mile is like 1.5, a little more than 1.5 kilometers, and that's 1.6. Okay, so if you go 1 mile, it takes 1.6 kilometers to go 1 mile. Or you could write it another way. You could write it 1 kilometer equals 0.6 miles. It's approximate. It's not exactly, but it's close enough. But to tell you the truth, you don't have to memorize all these. The only one that I would really memorize is this one right here. All my unit conversions, I can get away with just knowing this, and I'll be good. All right, so let's see what we can do with that. I'll tell you what, let's write some others. So these are all for length. For length. All right, so if we're looking at length, that's our conversion. That's the main one right there. Let's do some other conversions, and then we'll do some examples, okay? And we'll change colors on this. Let's go this green, see what that looks like. Now, I definitely don't have these memorized, but I'll give you the chart. I'm not going to make you memorize these. 1 quart, remember a quart is equal to 0.9 liters. 0.9 liters. Okay, 1 quart is 0.9 liters. Jot that down. And then if you wanted to go 1 liter, that's equal to 1.1 quarts. It's kind of the same thing as what we did earlier. And then 1 pint, let's go pints, equals half a liter. Approximately, it's not exactly, but it's approximately half a liter. And then if we go 1 liter, now this is approximate because they say that 1 liter is equal to 2.1 pints. Because if you really went the other way around, this would be 2 pints, but this is approximately 0.5. It's not exactly 0.5. So anyway, so these are the numbers that they give you. And let's do another one. So that would be, we call this capacity, or we'll call it volume. In the book they say capacity, how much space that it. So that's volume right there. Let's do one more. Let's do, let's see if this red, what this red looks like. Let's do weight. Okay, weight or mass. You took 9th grade science, right? Didn't you learn mass in 9th grade science? Or some of you guys still in 9th grade, aren't you? Who's in 9th grade? Anybody 9th graders? Okay, just a couple? Okay, what are you guys in mostly? 10th grade? Who's in 10th? Raise your hand. 10th, just want to see. Alright, anybody in 11th? 11th? Okay. Anybody 12th? Okay. Alright, so we got a little bit, almost a little bit of everybody. Alright, let's do this one. Let's do the mass. Let's do ounces and grams. Again, I don't have these memorized. I'm looking in the book myself. Okay, so 1 ounce equals 28.3 grams. This is how much of a geek I am. On my phone, I got a smartphone, you know, you get apps and all that kind of stuff. It's a Droid, it's not an iPhone. But I actually, one of my first apps that I downloaded, and if you didn't think I was a dork before, you'll really know that I'm a dork now, which is fine. Yeah, I'm fine with being a dork. One of the first apps that I downloaded was a unit conversion app. All right, so if I put something in, I want to find out what it converted to in English or whatever. See, you're laughing at me.
No,
so, with me. Okay. All right. So there you go. If you want 1 gram, 1 gram is 0.04 ounces. That's all right. I've come to terms with my being a geek. I'm fine with it. Let's do pounds. LB. That's an LB. Okay. Yep. As long as I'm fine with it, it's all that matters, isn't it? It's almost half a kilogram. It's not exactly. Here's the one that I would memorize. I actually do have this one memorized. That 1 kilogram equals 2.2 pounds. So what's bigger, a kilogram or a pound?
No, kilogram.
Kilogram, because look, it takes over 2 pounds to make 1 kilogram, right? So 1 kilogram is bigger than a pound. You see that? Does it make sense? See, one pound is only about half a kilogram. All right, so a pound is bigger, or sorry, a kilogram is bigger than a pound. All right, we got those. Keep those in your notes. Use those when you do your these problems. Let's do a couple examples. Actually, we're gonna about run out of time, but let's do. Yes, we have homework. Yeah, we do. Let's show you your homework, because really the conversion is really the same as what we did yesterday, but here I just gave you some different conversions. So let's do page. This is section 02, and it's page P7. Page P7. Don't go to regular page 7. Go to P7, and we're going to do 1 to 18.
Yeah.
It's only 3 less than what you did yesterday. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. We started at 7 to 27.
Oh, I said, yeah, 7 to 27. So it was only 21. It was only 21 yesterday. So we're going to do 1 to 18. 1 to 18. Now listen, if you, in my next class, I'll probably go a little faster. I probably won't talk so much about all that other stuff. I probably will do some examples in my next class. So on YouTube, whoa, 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 whoa. Who did that? Careful, careful, careful. So in my next class, I'll probably do some examples. So on YouTube, if you want to go to the 5th period CP class, you might see some examples on there, okay?
Please report to the office.